Okay, so JavaScript, looking at loops, and basically what are they? Well, we have a couple of different loops in JavaScript. We have a while loop, a for loop, and I guess some people would call while do kind of its own loop as well. So all a loop does is it basically meets a condition or it tests a condition, and it continues to do that until we tell it not to. The first one we're going to look at is while loops. Now, basically, while loops will continue to go around and around and around and around, and you get the idea. It keeps going around and around and around until a condition is met. A bit like an if statement. If this is true, do the following. Except this one continues to test over and over and over again, and it goes around and around and around and around and around and around. So let's have a look at a question, and then we're going to answer that question. Now, I quickly typed up a question. Basically, we're going to create a loop that will only accept the correct password of Mr. Armstrong. Very self-indulgent. It should appear as a box at the top of the screen, and the script should then continue to loop around until the user enters the correct answer. When the user does enter the correct answer, it should alert the user, otherwise it will continually prompt the user to enter the correct password. Okay, so at the moment we've got an empty script. This is actually taken from one of Cambridge's questions. It's just a running HTML code that I can muck about on. Except it says click the box below to enter the password. So let's have a look at our script so far. Okay, so let's get this loaded up. Okay, so when I click on submit password, basically we want an alert box to appear here, okay, or a prompt. And basically we're going to enter our password in that box, and if it's accepted, then it should rewrite over the page and say something like, this person's been logged on correctly. So first thing we need to do is we need to find out what our function's called, and we can see here when the button's clicked, it runs a function called password. So let's call it that. Function password. And then we've got open and close brackets. Now the next thing we need to do is, well, we need to remember our computer's really dumb. So what we're going to do is we open up our brackets, because we're saying pay attention to everything inside these brackets. Now the first thing we need to do is we need to set a variable. So we're going to create one called answer. Okay. So what we've got is variable answer equals, we'll make it blank because, well, we want it to be blank, we don't want it to be the password straight away. So on our next line we then create a while loop. So we've got our, I need to say that that's the end of that statement. We then go to while, and we've got open up the brackets, answer, and I said does not equal Mr. Armstrong. Okay. Now this is exactly the same as an if statement. So usually we've got the if bit here, or our keyword or our function, and then we've got the test. It's exactly the same here. So in the same way as we've done an if statement, again we have the same brackets straight after it. If this is true, do the following. Yeah. So answer does not equal Mr. Armstrong. Well, if it doesn't, continue to do whatever inside these brackets. So what we're going to have is, let's just make it look a bit nicer actually. There we go, it's a bit easier to understand. Answer equals prompt. Okay, so what this is going to do, this will make a box appear basically and say, please enter your password. And then what you can actually do with prompt is, if I put a comma here and I say enter here, what that will do is inside the box where the user is going to write into, it will actually say enter here. Now what I'm going to do is I've ended that statement, so I put a semicolon, and it is the end of that part of the while loop. Now to get to this bit here, this while loop has to be completed. It has to do it in order. So basically this condition has to have either been met or it doesn't apply. So for example, while answer does not equal Mr. Armstrong, well, let's say it does. Now that it does, it's no longer going to do this. It ignores it. It moves on inside of our code. So now down the bottom, we can put something like document.write you are logged on. Okay, so simple little bit of code. Let's just press save and let's load this inside Chrome. Here we go. Okay, so when I click this submit password, probably it could be better than submit, maybe it's create, you know. It comes up saying please enter your password, so that's our prompt, and then as I said before, I'll move that to there, we've got the enter here bit just there. So let's put in something that's wrong. Okay, now if I press OK, it goes back round. And again, it goes back round. Again and again and again. Now let's try it with the correct password. Ooh, that's close. And it goes straight through to the next page. You are logged on. So the only way to get into this part is if these conditions here, as long as we've gone through it, we can get on to the next part. Okay, that's it. That's a while loop, as simple as that. We'll do for loops next.